Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I want to talk about forgiveness, and not the easy kind. The kind people post about when everything is already okay. I'm talking about real forgiveness. The kind that comes after you've been hurt, disappointed, or betrayed. Because forgiveness sounds good until you're the one that has to do it. Until you're the one sitting there replaying what happened. Until you're the one asking yourself how someone you trusted could move the way that they did. Until you're the one carrying the weight of something you didn't deserve. And in those moments, forgiveness doesn't feel natural. It feels unfair. It feels like, why should I be the one to let this go when I'm not the one who caused it? And that's the real question. But here's what I've come to understand. Forgiveness is not about letting someone else off the hook. It's about taking yourself off the hook of carrying it forever. Because when you hold on to anger, resentment, bitterness, it doesn't just stay aimed at them. It starts living inside of you. It affects your peace, your thoughts, your energy, the ability to trust, the ability to be present, and most of all, the ability to love again. And over time, you realize something. You're not just holding on to what they did, you're holding on to you. Now, let me be clear, because this part matters. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was okay. It does not mean that you're ignoring the truth. It does not mean that you're pretending it didn't hurt. And it definitely does not mean that you have to let that person back into your life. You can forgive and still have boundaries. You can forgive and still walk away. You can forgive and still say, I see who you are now, and I choose differently for myself. And that's not weakness. That is clarity. And for me, forgiveness became easier to understand when I stopped seeing it as something I do for them. And I started seeing it as something I do for myself. Because I had to ask myself, do I really want to carry this anger into my future? Do I want this moment to define how people see me forever? Do I want someone else's decision to become part of my identity? And the answer was no. Not because it didn't hurt, but because I knew I deserved peace more than I deserved to stay angry. And this is where faith comes in. Because I believe, whether you call it God, the universe, or something higher, I believe there is a bigger order to things. I believe that what people do comes back around in ways that we don't always get to see. Not necessarily in the way that we expect, not always immediately, but in a way that restores balance. And when you really trust that, you stop feeling like you have to carry that weight of making things right. You stop needing revenge. You stop needing closure from people who may never give it. You stop trying to force accountability out of someone who may not even be ready to face themselves. You release it. Not because it's easy, but because you trust that it's not yours to hold forever. And that doesn't mean you skip the emotions. You're allowed to feel it. You're allowed to be hurt. You're allowed to be disappointed. And you're allowed to say that wasn't right. But the key is, don't build a home there. Feel it, process it, learn from it, but don't live it. Because forgiveness is not about erasing the past. It's about refusing to let the past control your future. It's about saying, I see what happened. I understand what it taught me, and I'm choosing not to carry this into who I am becoming. And that is powerful. Because when you forgive, you take your energy back. You stop pouring your thoughts into what they did. You stop replaying the moments over and over, and you stop giving that situation power over your present. You come back to yourself. And that's where the real life is. Not the past, not the betrayal, and not in what someone else chose, but in who you chose to be in this moment. And maybe that's the real meaning of forgiveness. It's not about them changing. It's about you choosing peace regardless. It's about saying, I'm not going to let this make me bitter. I'm not going to let this close my heart, and I'm not going to let this take away who I am. Because at the end of the day, what they did is a reflection of them. But how you heal That is a reflection of you. So if you're in a place right now where you're trying to forgive, but it's hard, take your time. Be honest with yourself. And don't forget this. You don't have to carry what happened forever. You are allowed to let it go. You are allowed to choose peace. And you are allowed to move forward without dragging the weight of someone else's choices behind you. And when you do, that's not weakness. That's freedom. That's strength. That's growth. That's stepping back into your power. So forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve the peace. I hope this message helped somebody today. Leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. It really does help. And yeah, I will see you all in the next message, all right? Have a great night, day, morning, wherever you are, all right?